Howdy y'all, and welcome back to Yellow Rose Homestead. Today we're building an herb garden. Okay, in our last update video, which is the last video we produced, I showed you a raised garden bed that I built for Stacy. Today we're building the herb garden, which is also going to be a raised bed, and I'm going to build it the same way I did the raised bed for the same reasons. If you didn't see that, it's for aging in place, and I built it at a height in case Stacy ends up in a wheelchair, and also it's a good height so she's not bending over so much when she's doing her gardening. So let's go ahead and get started on that, and we'll see how this goes. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is make the legs. I'm making it 35 inches tall, and what I'm using is cedar fence pickets
that Stacy screwed up.
She was supposed to get the wider standard fence picket, but she ended up getting these skinnier ones, which are 3.5.
Yeah,
at 3.5 inches versus the other ones, which I think are 6. So I decided to make the herb garden for using these, since herb garden doesn't need to be as deep, and that pencil sucks. So I'll be able to get one leg out of one board because it is 6 foot tall. I'm going to go ahead and assemble one of these legs so you can see how I do it. Simply line them up so you end up with an L. Because this is cedar fence pickets, they split pretty easy. But you want to pre-drill so you don't split your fence picket. And I'm just using 1.25 inch exterior wood screws.
these are my two Tractor Supply beds. This one is doing really good. I did harvest out of this one, so it looks a little more bare. But my cucumbers, we put the hog panel up, or the cattle panel, and I've been harvesting cucumbers. That one's just about ready to be harvested. I have a couple over here that are about to be ready. The carrots are kicking butt. There's spinach that I'm probably going to pull and feed to the pigs. And this one has some lettuce still in it. I put some more cucumbers in it. It's got jalapenos and bell peppers. I'm thinking, and I did plant some radishes, and they are actually coming up. I need to thin them. I have an ant bed in that corner.
This does not have to be perfect or exact.
Gotta love the South and fire ants. But I have one of the 3 onions that survived. That one's doing really good. That one looks like it's been, I see some roots on top of the ground. I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, this is the raised bed he was talking about. It's a wonderful height. I need to take this in and start some more seeds. But I have jalapenos and bell peppers in this bed. And down the center, I went ahead and planted some green beans, just for shits and giggles.
And you don't need to kill it with a bunch of screws either. And you notice I'm not using any glue. You can if you want, but I'm not. But let me get these other 4 legs built, and I'll be right back with you.
I've got green beans everywhere in the garden and here, and he's thinking about making a few more raised beds to put out here. This is our peach tree that really needs some help. I had some birds, I think they were tanagers that came in, and when the little peaches had just started, they stripped it of peaches. So, but this bed's doing really good. I have a couple of jalapenos that just don't want to do anything, but that one down there was looking worse, but it may be coming back. I need to water this morning. But that's my raised bed, and it's hopefully going to be as full as my other one. Are you sweaty, baby?
Nope, not at all. I'm pouring it.
I saw you wiping your face.
I am.
One leg done?
That's 4 legs done.
Oh, wow, you're fast. Good morning, girls. And Bo. You got 2 on the nest, huh? Yes. You don't say. We've added the new salmon favorel females, or the hens, with Bo and the other 2 girls. Y'all need to work on your feathers. Yeah, you need to work on your feathers. We have a saddle on her, but it's not really working that well. She's still red and bald underneath, and I think it's because that saddle is just too thin.
Now the full-size raised beds that I made was 6 foot long, approximately, and this is going to be about 4 foot long. So now what I'm going to do is make the long side slats that will create the
Outer sides?
The outer sides, or the actual bed area. However you want to put it. And I'm going to need 6 at this length. Okay, that's our 6 long sides. Now I need to come up with 6 of the short ends, or the ends. Got to figure out how wide I'm going to make it now. I just went and double checked the width of the other raised bed I did earlier, and it's 2 foot. So that means I've already got all my end slats, because 6 foot for each fence picket, cut off 2 feet. That makes my width and my 4 foot length.
Chris said crows are our friends.
Awesome.
We don't have a hawk problem because the crows are our friends. We believe actually that there's a nest behind the house in the woods of crows, because every once in a while a hawk will fly over, and here come all these crows out of nowhere from the woods, and we'll chase that hawk off. So crows are your friends, folks. Crows will chase the predator birds away from your chickens. So and I think the crows like our area, because when we move a chicken tractor, they get a little extra feed that the chickens did not finish, and so they clean that up for us, which is good. So they clean up a chicken tractor area, and they chase off the predator birds. So it's a double duty. So we always tell them, "Hi, friend." We want to keep them around. Definitely keep the crows around.
I got to assemble this, and you'll see what I mean as I assemble it, to figure out how I'm going to do the bottom slats. And again, folks, this doesn't need to be perfect. I'm not squaring it or anything like that. I'm just slapping it together. The important thing is it stands up and holds dirt. Look at the size of that for a red potato.
Man.
Okay, well, there's one side. Let me get this other side made. Or some of the more of the potato stuff. Let them have that. It's an automatic pig waterer. I still have to finish it, but at least it's installed. It's usable right now. I'll go over there and show it a little closer to you. 2-inch reducer to 1 inch, and then 1 inch to another reducer, and that's from 1 inch to 1/2 inch for the nipples. The nipples are 1/2 inch. Okay, there's 2 sides.
Are you gonna help Daddy? Well, get up there and help him. Get it. Get up there and help him. I know. Get up there and help him.
What I've done on my table saw, I've set the fence 1.5 inches away from the table, or from the blade, which is about half the width of one of these boards. What I'm going to do, I'm going to split this in half.
And this little scrawny cucumber plant that I didn't think was going to do very much, it's actually producing some nice little cukes for my
What I'm
for
doing
pickling.
now is putting in these supports for the slats. They're going to go across the bottom. There we go. Hi, Delilah. Of course, Mommy's going to the backyard, so Delilah's got to go too.
Of course.
Okay, now I'll put the end pieces on. Died, so I don't know where it cut off at, but just to recap real quick, I put these cross slats or side slats on one side of one, and then the other side of the other. And the reason for that, it just makes it a little sturdier when you go to put this together. It actually holds itself up. Okay, as you can see, I cut the slats, placed them in the bottom, and you notice I don't have them up against each other. They'll be, for the most part, equally spaced, although the end ones will be tight up against the end, and you do not have to screw all these in place. The downward pressure of your soil will keep them in place. Although I do recommend taking the center two and screwing at least one screw on each side to keep the center tight against them. Or if you want, you can do that every so often. Let me go ahead and do that. And then I'll show you how I plan on finishing this out a little bit. But as it is, you could put some landscape fabric in to keep the dirt in place or your soil in place, and you're good to go. But let me go ahead and drop a couple screws in the center slats, and then I'll show you how I'm going to finish this out. Okay, what we're going to do is take and create some 45-degree cuts, and this will be placed on here. And this is to serve two purposes. One, it's a little decorative, but two, it helps keep water from going into these end grain of the boards, which will allow it to keep from rotting as quick. What I'm doing, I'm taking this inside corner of my 45 and I'm lining it up with the inside corner of the raised bed. Okay, now this is going to be semi-decorative, and it's going to also provide support to the side here, because it could bow out some. So I'm going to put this roughly center. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. As you can see, this thing is sturdy. Let's let me put this last two pieces on. And we'll call it a day with this. And here is the finished product. But there it is. I'll put some landscape fabric in it, and once we get some soil for it, I'll put some soil in it. I figure it'll take roughly 3 1.5 cubic foot bags to fill this up, and the wife has herself her herb garden. I just gotta find out where she wants it.
Oh, baby, that's pretty. I like the little touches on the sides. Oh, that's pretty. Done.
It's done. The only thing I gotta do is put the landscape fabric in. So, hopefully you enjoy the video. Please like, subscribe, share, and let us know what you think. Thanks for watching. God bless. After all this time, I just want to take a step in a new direction. I want to tell you what I failed to mention. We can fly a couple of birds of a feather. We don't gotta stay friends forever.